got like a foot warmer. Thank you, Read AI meeting. Yes, it's like in the 40s here this morning. But, Texas, don't get too comfortable. It's like supposed to be 90 Saturday and Sunday. So, ugh. Refusing to turn on the furnace yet. I know. I actually woke up this morning or like around 5. My husband gets up and works out, and usually I go back to sleep. If y'all been with me for a while, y'all know I'm no Susan Kaufman. I like to sleep until like at least 7. But I couldn't fall back asleep because it smelled like smoke in our house. And I got up, walked around, made sure our house wasn't on fire, and I could not fall back asleep. And so after he got home, I was like, why do you smell like a campfire? And he said that somebody in the neighborhood is burning their chimney, their fireplace is going. And so there's smoke in the air. So it woke me up because he had gotten up and he'd gone outside and gotten his sandbag and brought it to the garage and yada, yada, yada. But the smoke smell didn't hit our bedroom till I don't know, 10 minutes after he'd left. So it was it woke me up, but he wasn't here. So people are burning their fireplaces around here. Any chance we get, we don't get to use them very often. Where am I? Anybody else have anything they want to share? All right. Okay. Well, let's get to it. So just first things first, business, sharing what's new. In case you didn't see it, Thrivepalooza is going to be in New Orleans this year, and they have already released the dates of April 18th through the 20th. So Hilton, New Orleans, Riverside, and going to be a great time. Last year it was in Denver. This year it's in New Orleans. So it's been in New Orleans before, and it was a lot of fun. So that I feel like that's pretty exciting that it's going to be in New Orleans. So make sure, one of the things that I like to tell my team and give them advice is, I get to be with y'all on Tuesdays. So today is paycheck day, payday. Take a little bit of your paycheck every week and just put, whether it's $50, $100, put that aside. And, if you were to be able to do that for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 weeks from now is Thrivepalooza. And so if you were to put $50 of your paycheck aside every week for the next 27 weeks, that would be over $1,300 that you could save and put towards Thrivepalooza. And so, just something to think about. If you could even just do $25, if you took $25 a week and just put that aside for Thrivepalooza, that would be, $625 that you could apply to that trip. And so I know that a lot of times those kinds of, announcements like that can feel maybe a little overwhelming when it comes to extra price or how are we going to be able to afford that? But just little bits here and there, just over the for the next 27 paychecks, would go a long way in helping you be able to budget for that. And so it's such a powerful experience. I encourage everybody to go to Thrivepalooza. We didn't always call it Thrivepalooza, but back, I went to the second conference and I saw everybody on stage that was a 200K. And I remember thinking, I'm coming back next year as a 200K. I set that as a goal. And I went into Thrivepalooza as a 40K. And I remember Paul talking about people that go, they can double their rank. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to be an 80K by the end of May. and I sure as heck was. Our team was, not me, our team. And we hit 200K March of that next year, and I did walk the stage as a 200K that April. And so it was just, so Thrive-Palooza is super powerful. A lot of impact, a lot of, it's just, and if you've never been on a lifestyle getaway, it's like a mini little lifestyle getaway. It's definitely kind of like a little preview of kind of what those are. So a little bit more work involved, but still kind of the same, a lot of the same vibe. So that's business as usual. Another thing that we've got going on for the next 3 days, or 4, I guess, 17, 18, 19, 20, 4 days. If you had anybody that created a customer account during these last few, between, from during the Rocktober, I can't remember when it started, but it ended on the 15th. So go back to your customer report, and anybody that created an account up until the 15th, they still get those $25 in credits. If they didn't use those $50 in credits within the first 24 hours, they still get that drop down to a $25 credit amount, and they still get the next 4 days to use them. So that's a great way to be following up, to keep following up with those customers, reminding them, hey, don't forget that this ends, don't forget this ends. So, okay. Renee asks, and I'll let anybody that has advice on this, I can always give my advice, but I would love for somebody else to, if they have something to share on this topic, I would love to hear from you. How do you keep lifting your head up when you have not hit your 4K rank? I am not giving up. Renee, don't give up. It is just hard when you have not hit it yet. And then she says, encouragement, please. So does anybody have any advice for Renee before I hop in and give my 2 cents? And y'all quiet this morning. Did y'all take your Thrive capsules?
I would say you have to be laser focused, and you have to have your goals mapped out. And just because you're not where you want to be right now, it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. And the important thing is that you stay steadfast on your race. And I'm nowhere where I need to be. And right now I am focusing on being supportive to my teammates, lifting them up every chance I get, and thanking God for the blessings that lie ahead for me that I just haven't seen yet.
I love that. And like, to echo, I mean, I think we'll all probably have something, similar, but like Tammy says, your path may seem long, but it's yours. Like, it's unique to all of us. And the thing is, I liken sometimes it to having a baby, and y'all just bear with me for a second, because, it wasn't that long ago that I was in a season of life, and now we have, couples that are younger in our lives, like through our church that we've met. And so a lot of times when somebody is like trying to have a baby and they're getting frustrated, and I know I felt the same way, and I felt like the Lord had this message for me back then, because it took us a little bit longer to get pregnant with my second one, and I was like feeling frustrated with that. And I remember just feeling like the Lord looked at, like, just said to me, he was like, it's not your baby. Like, this is a life that's going to come into the world, and it's going to have it needs to be in 2nd grade at the right time. It needs to be, this baby is somebody's spouse that maybe isn't born yet. Like, I have perfect timing for, like, it's not just you being like, oh, I want to have a baby right now. It's like, no, this is a whole life that will impact the world, and it will happen when it needs to happen, because there's a best friend that this baby's going to have, that it all has to line up perfectly with what's going on around. And it's the same kind of way with a team and a promoter. Like, you will find the right people at the right time for them. And the job that you have is just to be consistent and to be sharing the opportunity, sharing the product. And when it's the other people's right time, because you were faithful and you were consistent in doing the things that you need to do, it will all line up and it will all go. And I will never forget that Jason Camper, he shared a story once where he was just like, you know, it's just one business. You're one person away from drastically changing your business. And if you give up today, what if tomorrow was the day that you met that person? And because you gave up today, like, you'll never know the impact that that person would have had on your business. And I think about that all the time, that, you know, we're all just one person away from completely changing your business, no matter where your business is. And our job is not to make that person ready. Our job is just to keep going and do the things that we know that we're supposed to be doing, and showing up, showing out, and the right person will eventually come along. And the thing is that even if it took 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, and I know it can be so frustrating when you look at like other people's, you know, maybe success and how they're doing it faster or better or whatever. And it's not about them. Like, we have to like kind of block all of that out and just focus on, because when you have that person that comes into your team and you drastically change their life, they're going to look at you and be like, thank you so much for, one, never giving up on me, never giving up on yourself. And you know, you're making an impact, whether you see it right now or not. You're definitely making an impact. And there will come a day where you'll be able to look back and be like, man, what if I would have stopped? Or I'm so glad that I stayed faithful, consistent with this, and look at the trickle effect that it had. So it's coming. It will come. And it really is. And I will tell you, Renee, I would love to know how many free customer accounts you have, because I will say what took me to 4K when I first got started is doing a massive, like, going for 100 customer accounts. Like, and so I would make that a huge goal, because the more conversations that you're starting, that was what took me to 4K, was going on an all out massive, like, for 30 days. I was like, I'm starting a conversation with 4 people every day for the next 30 days. And that was a huge impact for me. And so I would, when we talk about like taking action and like doing the do, it's like really going out and really being concentrated on the consistency every single day. And I'm not saying you're not doing that, but that just I would make like another goal of being like, okay, I'm going for this, like something tangible that you can actually be able to say, check, done. Like, I know I'm doing this. I've done this today. Or because I know yeah, that's what Susan said. Susan said, check all the boxes of reaching out, following up, making sure you ask for the sale. Goals are huge. But staying positive and feeding your mind with positivity is absolutely key. Once it gets rolling, it keeps rolling. And that's a fun day. And I completely agree. So with that, I hope everybody's feeling all fired up and realizing that, you know, what we do matters. And so it's all in the action that we take, the conversations we start. And I think Susan has a really good point. Like, every single day you need to be asking somebody, are you ready to start your Thrive experience? What do you think about, are you looking to create income? Like, those 2 questions, you need to find 2 people every single day that you can ask those questions to. And don't go to bed. And the more that you ask those 2 questions, are you ready to start your Thrive experience? Have you ever considered creating income, or like some type of presenting the opportunity? Your business will will grow. But you have to ask for the, are you ready to buy? Have you ever thought about promoting? Hey, I noticed that you were looking for extra income. Have you ever thought about what I do? You know, I help people create income online all the time. Is that something that you might be open to, you might be interested in hearing about? You have to ask those questions every single day. So let's get into our reach outs, you know, or yeah, our reach outs, five reach outs. This is where the magic happens, is starting those conversations, letting people know that you're interested in them, you care about them, you want to see them succeed. And so that's why, you know, our format is the way that it is, because it all leads back to being able to cultivate the relationships, to be able to ask those questions, and then be able to take somebody to the next step. So, all right. So 5 reach outs. These are, you know, like I said, your moment to let people know you care about them, you see them, you are interested in them, you want to get to know them. So 5 people, 10 minutes. I'm going to go quiet. If anybody has questions, drop them in the chat. Yes, Jennifer, what's your question?
Okay, so I'm looking. I had my promoter called me, or the person that enrolled me asked me about it as well, and I'm trying to explain it to her, and I looked at mine, and I'm like, well, I don't understand it either. So hold on, let me pull back up the orders. So for those 4 different circles, it says 0 of 2 of active legs.
Mhm.
And does that mean that the actual, so since I'm her promoter, one of her promoters, that I have to place the order, or as long as somebody underneath me places the order? Because I've had somebody underneath me place an order, but it's not showing an active leg for her.
For her?
Yeah.
How much, how much PV, like, do you have your $200 in PV yet?
No, I have
That's
172.
that's why.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
so once you hit yours, because 'cause you're not, um I'm
I'm
assuming
not active until I've hit mine.
right, it's really weird
But
now that
does it, so does it
it's
have to be 200?
well, that's actually I don't actually know if that's right now because I don't feel like hold on. Let me look at something for you real quick.
I know something changed so
Jennifer,
that
will
it
you
used to
ask
be
it
100.
again?
Okay.
Jennifer, will you ask
So,
it again and I'll try to answer for you?
okay. So I've had 172 current PV out of 200. And my promoter that's above me that I enrolled in is saying that she has 0 of 2 active legs. But she's asking if I have um what I have on my side, why isn't she showing any active legs on her side? And
Because
I'm
you
trying
are
to figure.
not active. You are
Yeah.
not an active leg until you hit 200. And as
Okay.
soon as you hit 200, she'll show that active leg for sure.
Okay.
And she'll show a
So
sponsorship downline active.
okay.
Yeah,
It's been rough
it
over
has.
here on this side of the world. We've had so many. I was like almost at 12K for the longest time, and then just we've had people just drop off like flies, and I'm like, what happened? What are we doing? So I'm not used to, what's going on. So we're just trying to figure out what we
So
need to do next.
we go back to that. We go back to that whole thing of what we just shared with Renee. Yeah, but it is like all the circles won't fill, the things won't add up, things look weird until you hit that 200 PV.
Okay, and so all of the people that's underneath me also have to hit the 200 for my 2 active legs to show up as well. At least 2 people underneath me have to have 200 each, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so sorry. Thank you, guys.
No, it's confusing. The way that it looks now is very confusing.
Okay, thank you,
So
guys.
it's not just you. And it's like until I have my 200 and my like 2, like I have a ton of volume and it still is like, you're not even 4K yet. I'm like, okay. And so at first I was like freaking out. And then I like look up business snapshot and it's like all this volume's there. And I was like, but it doesn't show up on those circles anymore until you're like hitting, like that PV and that 2 customers and all that. So great question. Great question. All right, so let's get into our follow-ups. So, you know, if you haven't had a chance yet, this is a great time if you haven't like been able to update, you know, your customers or even people that you might be looking for like a new reason to reach out to them, to follow up with them. You know, all the new announcements that came out of Vegas. I like just sending, hey, wanted to give you a really quick update. We just had a Vegas trip and there were some new products that were released. And so I wanted to keep you updated with what they are. And then like letting people know about the cranberry drink, what it does, like give it a little snippet on, you know, what it is, even a voice memo, like a voice message of just a, hey, happy Tuesday, Jennifer. It's Amber. I just wanted to give you a really quick update on some new Thrive products that are available, and then just like share what they are. And then thank you so much for, you know, thriving with me. I appreciate it. If you have any more questions about these products, let me know. I'd love to help. You know, I'd love for you to be one of the first ones to experience them. You know, something along those lines, especially if it's somebody that you have maybe sent like several messages to. I always like to switch it up and pop into a voice message. So that's a great way to follow up. We had an auto ship that ran a couple days ago, following up there, you know, just letting people know thanks for placing your order. And then like if you have any samples that maybe you sent out last week, I know I had told y'all that, you know, I really try the first, you know, 14 days of the month to get samples out. So if you've sent out some samples, that'd be a great place to follow up with. And then I know I personally had some people that even though I reminded them, they did not create that customer account and get that $50 off. And so what I'm going to do is I'm letting them know like, hey, I'm so sorry, you know, we didn't get a chance to give you that $50 off. I'm still running some October specials. Would love, you know, are you ready to get started? Would you like to hear more about them? Like I said, always end with a question. You have to ask, would you be open to looking at the opportunity? Are you ready to start your experience? Like, got to ask a question every day. So our goal is 4 over the next 10 minutes. Yeah. Also, this is a great time, middle of the month. I like to I've been sending a reminder to kind of my personals and my, you know, my 12Ks and like pretty much like all my top leaders, I send them a text message very quickly that's just like, hey, middle of October, just wanted to remind you, you know, you need $200 in PV to receive paychecks, you know, and, you know, make sure you have that this month. We still have 14 days, you know, still have 2 weeks to work on that. And don't forget, you need that two customer requirement. And so I like to send that message right around now, this middle of the month, as a reminder that people need that $200 in PV and they need 2 customers. Do you have any questions about the new requirements? And just really letting them know like that you're out there helping them, trying to keep them aware. Okay. If anybody has any questions about follow-up or any, you know, I'm stuck here, this is how they responded, and you need any help, just let us know. But let's move on to our 3 social media posts for the day. And does that mean make all 3 right now? No, it does not mean make all 3 right now. It just means, stay active, show up, be in your social media, let people see, what your life is, what your lifestyle is, how you're using the products. Like if you placed an order recently and you explain why you order those products, what, like my husband, he's got a endurance thing, y'all, he's crazy. Y'all pray for him. He does this like overnight, I don't know, workout with like weighted vests and sandbags and all kinds of stuff, carrying logs and things like that. And so he, last night he was like, hey, I really need thirst. I really need some more recharge. Like, so I'm gonna, maybe a post like what I'm ordering, what Thrive am I ordering this week and why? Highlighting those products because, I just, in my follow-up, I asked somebody, I was like, hey, how have you been doing? Like this girl and I, we talk off and on every week just about workouts and different things like that. She's in Florida, so I don't really know her. And she just told me, she's like, I'm really trying to get my hormones in check. And I was like, well, I have a whole system that helps with that. That's a natural approach. I was like, what are you currently looking at? Like, what are your options? And so, so of course I'm going to talk to her about HDS. So just explain, why we have what we have, what it does, because people are looking for what it does, not, just a picture of it. So don't forget to explain, why you order the Thrive that you order. What does it do for you? Why do you keep taking it? Because it's the stories and the emotions when people say, that's me, I have that, I need that. That's what's going to encourage them to make that purchase. So think about it. Let's get our social media strategies in place. All right, now let's focus on our 2 new leads. So, this is the time when I would encourage you. I like getting in my groups, the people you may know, go through your friend requests, see if there's somebody that you've missed. And then, go, but if you want to use like your groups on Facebook or Instagram, an easy way on Instagram even an easy way on Facebook is to search a hashtag of something that you're interested in, something that it could be, I don't know, like, what are you like? What are you, fall recipes, costume ideas? I mean, personal trainers, anything that you can think of, something that you've got going on in your life right now, and go follow them. You can put in that hashtag, you can look. One of the tricks that Susan has taught me that I really loved, I'm sure she told you all about yesterday, going to like a business that you follow, a local business, and seeing who all likes their page, who's following the same. You may find some people that have mutual friends with you. I like to friend request them. And I often will pop into a message and tell people, hey, I found you because of this hashtag. I'm interested in learning more about it. I wanted to hear what your experience was, and letting them know, like, that's why I friend requested you. Maybe it's a shampoo review. I mean, whatever it can be. There's so many ways you can connect with people. Those are just a few. So, but again, a group is a really easy way. Go into your favorite group, ask a question. If it's a local group, ask a local question. Hey, who's got the best pumpkins? And then see what kind of answers you get, and then go from there. Friend request the people that reply, and then send them a message. Say, hey, thanks so much. Whatever the answer to your question was, can you tell me more about that? And then you create this online friendship with your new friend. Okay, and then you've already connected with the leader today. So we got about 5 minutes left. I'm going to open the floor, see if you guys have any questions, any final thoughts. If not, we'll hop off and let everybody get to their day. All right. Well, y'all have a good one. Thanks for joining, and have a great day, and we'll see y'all later. Enjoy your paychecks.